Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to LICD lecture number 28A. Today we are going to discuss the design of monostable multivibrator using 555 timer. Okay, so I can make a monostable multivibrator using 555 timer also. Earlier we have seen it doing the same thing for using 741 op-amp. Now here is my design statement, that is design a monostable or a one-stop multivibrator using 555 timer IC to produce a pulse width of 1.1 millisecond. Okay, and this is my pinout of 555 timer just for your revision. That pin number 1 is ground, 2 is trigger, 3 is output, 4 is reset, 5 is control voltage, 6 is threshold, 7 is discharge, and 8 is VCC. Now the output pulse of a monostable multivibrator using 555 timer is given by T is equal to 1.1 times R1 into C1, and the capital T is given as 1.1 into 10 raised to minus 3, which is equal to 1.1 into R1 into C1. Now over here there are two unknowns. We'll assume the value of C1 as 0.1 microfarad. So we get R1 as, if we calculate it properly in the calculator, you will get R1 as 10 kilo ohm. Okay, so we have got our two components, external components, that is R1 and C1, and T is given as 1.1 millisecond. So here is my circuit diagram. Okay, just wait a sec. I'll just adjust it. Yeah, so here is my design circuit, 555 timer IC. As I have, yesterday read out from the data book of 555 timer, originally published at around in the year 1973, that two external components might be required for making it a monostable multivibrator. So here are my external components, R1 and C1. Okay, now it is recommended by the manufacturers that a 0.01 microfarad capacitor to be connected between pin number 5 and 1. Now what is pin number 1? Pin number 1 is your ground and pin number 5 is your control voltage. So if it is not connected, no pin has to be unconnected, okay, left open. So a 0.01 microfarad capacitor is connected between pin number 5 and 1. This is done to bypass the noise or the ripple from the DC power supply. Now let us see over here, pin number 8 is your VCC over here, and pin number 4 is reset. If it is not connected, connected to VCC plus VCC. So 8 and 4 are connected to plus VCC, and you have R1 and C1 connected between 7 and 6, and trigger input is applied between the the pin to the pin number 2, and output is measured across the pin number 3. Okay, so this is my designed circuit for my monostable multi. Go to the reflection and check out the design. Let's build a monostable multivibrator circuit using 555 timer IC for the output pulse width of 1.1 millisecond. Now let us check this out in the LTSpice. So I'll go over here and open up LTSpice. Okay, it will take 2 seconds to load up. Yeah, so I'll open the file. I have already made up the circuit for the multivibrator, monostable multivibrator using 555 timer. So I will click on it and try to open the circuit for 555 monostable multivibrator. Okay, so as you can see, this is my NE555, which we have seen in yesterday's class, built by Signetics, and it's a monostable or a one-shot multivibrator circuit, tuned for monostable mode. Okay, so your output pulse duration T is given by 1.1 times R1 into C1. So I think in the formula we have written R into C. We have to write R1 into C1. Okay, now that's fine. 1.1 into 10k, R1 is 10k over here, and C1 value is 0.1 microfarad over here. So if you work out in a calculator, 1.1 into 10k into 0.1 microfarad will give you 1.1 millisecond. Okay, so the op-amp is the 555 timer is powered with plus 5 volt supply, which is applied over here. Okay, pin number 8. Here pin number 1 is ground, 2 is trigger. So trigger pulse we are applying in such a manner that let me go back to the circuit diagram. Trigger pulse we have applied in such a manner that it is a short duration, and it's a positive value is +5 and the lower half is 0. Okay, so this is the amount of trigger pulse which we are applying, which we have applied over here also. So very soon we will be observing that. Okay, and between the pin number 5 and ground we have connected a 0.01 microfarad capacitor. So this is my ground, this is my 0.01 microfarad capacitor, and between my pin number 7 and 6 we have connecting R1 and C1 externally. Okay, now let me compare this with the diagram which we have designed, which we have drawn for the design. So let me keep this much, and let me open up the. Okay, so now as you can see, this is my circuit. Slightly the orientation wise it might be slightly different, but more or less it is the same. So this is my design circuit. Left hand side you see in the OneNote PDF my design circuit for monostable mode, and on the right hand side you can see same for the LT spice. So they are one and the same actually. Okay, now let us simulate it and let us check whether we are getting around 1.1 millisecond time period or not. Okay, so I'll simulate. I'll get a blank screen. I will right click and add trace. First of all, I want to see the trigger pulse. So this is my trigger pulse. Okay, and next I will add plane. So trigger pulse, I'll keep it over here. In the second plane, I will plot voltage across the capacitor. That is also important. Okay, so this is my voltage across the capacitor. In the third plane, I will plot V out. Okay, so that's my V out. Let me change the color to, let's say, green, and click on OK. Okay, fine. So this is what is happening. Now let us concentrate on the trigger pulse. As I have shown you, the trigger pulse is of very short duration. Okay, wait. Yeah, so trigger pulse is of very short duration, going from 5 to 0. It's a negative going trigger pulse from 5 to 0. Okay, so here 5 volts is treated as logic 1 and 0 volts is treated as logic 0. Okay, so this blue color waveforms is my voltage across the capacitor, and my green color is my output voltage. Okay, so the pulse width which we want is actually should be 1.1 millisecond. So actually this pulse width over here. So let us check whether it's 1.1 coming or no. So over here I'll bring this cursor like this. First I'll place it over here, and the second cursor I can place it over here. So the difference between the two will directly give me the time period. Let me maximize this and check. Okay, this I have to align it to the center, and this also. Yeah, so I'm getting a value of 1.098 millisecond. Okay, and in observation table we are designed it for 1.1 millisecond, and we are getting it around 1.098 millisecond. So that's quite close. Actually that's very much nearby. So we are successfully getting a pulse width of 1.1 millisecond. Now second thing is I want to check what is my maximum value of my capacitor. I mean what maximum value it will reach. Okay, so for it I'll expand this section, and I'll place my cursor over here and put it over here to check the maximum value. So as you can see, the maximum recorded value over here is 3.33367. So that's the value which it will be very important when we'll go back to theory. So basically it should be 2/3 of VCC. VCC is 5 volts, so it should be 2/3 of 5, which is around 3.3333, and here simulated value we are getting 3.33367. Okay, so that's the value which we are getting over here for the capacitor voltage. Fine. So these are my trigger pulse, my voltage across the capacitor, and my output voltage for a monostable multivibrator. Okay, so I think we have covered most of the topic topics for this lecture number 28A. So that's it for this lecture number 28A. Next we'll see the design, the analysis and the working of the monostable multivibrator in detail. Okay,